Good evening, everyone. How is everyone doing today? My name is Donna Sharp with Owning Your Brilliance Live. This is day 17. Unbelievable how almost 21 days are quickly approaching us. And this is with Owning Your Brilliance Live 21-day challenge group. And I am so honored to be back here on scene speaking with you. I spoke a little bit earlier yesterday morning. As some of you saw, I had an opportunity to introduce Miss Jessica Backham, who is a voice instructor and also a piano instructor. And she also spoke about relationships. So I had a chance to share her with you because so many of us have great talents that we are we're having in a box, so to speak, because we're not utilizing them to the fullest capacity. Number one, we may not know how to engage ourselves with other individuals who may be able to support us along the way. So I saw fit to just speak with her yesterday and just share her with you, and just, you know, maybe there's a part of her skill that you can utilize in that. So hopefully you're able to reach out and connect with her. I think I did put her link in the browser yesterday, so you have an opportunity to connect with Miss Jessica. Hello, Miss Patricia. Hello, Miss Felicia. Thank you so much for watching. I thank you for joining today. I pray that you guys had a lovely day. Yes, Miss Patricia and Miss Felicia and Miss Patience. Yes, I'm sure you guys had a wonderful day. I don't know where you're located right now, but here in Florida, it's been raining buckets, but I had an opportunity to see a wonderful rainbow as I left work tonight. And I'm sure you know what the significance of that is. And if you don't, I'll do another segment on the rainbow. But it was just wonderful to see it just arch in the sky as I was leaving work. So today, what I am going to be speaking about is, are you smart? So tell me, Miss Patience, are you smart? Miss Patricia? Yes, Miss Patricia says yes. Patricia says, of course. That's what we do. Awesome. Hello, mighty woman, Miss Patience. Are you smart, Miss Patience? Are you a smart young lady? Tell me, are you smart? I'm asking the question because I want you guys to engage with me and just tell me what's on your heart. When that comes to mind, what do you think about? Are you smart? I am waiting. Okay, so it's raining. Yes, love the rainbow, Miss Patricia. Absolutely. The rainbow it's so amazing. There was one day I saw one that just arched the complete sky from beginning to end. What a beauty that was. What a beauty. So I'm glad you two enjoyed that as well. Yes, it's been raining, which is good because our environment needs that right now to wash off. There's not really much pollen around, but it actually is helpful in that regard. It's a nice rainy Christmas day that if you didn't go to work, I hope you were able to sit back and enjoy it if it was raining in your area. So I asked, are you smart? And today what I'm going to be speaking about is setting SMART goals. I'm very surprised how many people are not aware of what SMART, the acronym SMART stands for. It's S-M-A-R-T. Okay, as a corporate manager previously for many years, that's one of the things I taught in my group of individuals, how to set SMART goals. SMART, yes ma'am, yeah, you are right on it, Miss Patricia. SMART goals, let me just back up by saying for 5 days or so on this live, I've been discussing how to visualize certain things that you'd like to have in mind. And then following visualization, I wanted you to meditate, which was the second step. And after, hello, Miss Tara, after meditating, then you would want to put that in action, right? But I was very adamant in talking about setting a plan of action for whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, but we didn't go in detail. So this is a spin-off, so to speak, as to what I was referring to before when I talk about create a plan. You know, part 2 was meditate on it. The first part was visualizing something in your mind, just seeing all the specifics about it. For example, you see I'm sitting here now. I made sure the light interchanged for you so you can see all the different shades of light coming in. So you may see blue, you may see green, you may see red. But when you visualize, that's exactly what's happening, is what's happening to my lights right now. You're seeing different things. Hello, is that Miss Shaim? Shaim, how are you? Thank you for watching. Great to see you. You love my lights. Thank you. Great analogy. So we're talking about the visualization piece. We're going to go right into SMART. But when you have a visualization, it has to be very in tune to what it is that you're trying to accomplish. So you have to see things in color, see things in shape, see things in size, see things in the speed that you're going, see things in design. Your visualization really needs to be vivid, because whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, it has to be on point. Okay? You know, the Bible says one thing. It says if you make a plan, you have to make it very clear. If you're going for prayer, you want to make your prayer very specific. If you make it very general, you might get a general response. So same goes with the visualization. When you're visualizing something, it really needs to be in-depth, clarity. You should see it in your mind as though it's happening right here in front of you. Okay? So as we spoke about that, we talked about setting a plan of action. All right? Setting a plan of action, making sure that it's clear. Now, I may just say that to anyone, but with my business background, it comes easy to me. But the average person, you tell them that and they're saying, okay, I'll set a plan. I'd like to go skydiving, right? So yes, absolutely, Miss Patricia, you are right on. You're right on. So you want to go skydiving. All right, so how is that going to happen? You have to have some measures behind that to figure out how you're going to get from point A to point B. So Miss Patricia is nailing all the right answers. So the first letter S stands for being specific. So whatever that plan of action is, you have to be very specific. Hello, Miss Yasmin. Thank you for joining. You have to be very specific. All right. Whatever that goal is you're trying to accomplish, the big S stands for being specific. It has to be very, very in tune specific. Doesn't have to be lengthy, but very specific. The M stands for being measurable. Okay, SM is measurable. You have to have some way of measuring that particular goal that you've set. How are you going to measure that? How are you going to see it in action, right? The A is actionable. Action, you have to see, I mean, I'm going to be skydiving. So am I going to practice skydiving 2 days a week? What kind of action am I taking that's going to lead up to the ultimate thing? If I'm doing a skydiving competition, then I would want to be practicing maybe once a month, twice a month to lead up to the point of the competition, correct? So that's the action that I see that I'm taking part in. So that's SMA, and the R is for realistic. You have to make sure that whatever goal you're setting is realistic. It has to be real. You have to make sure it's not something outlandish. A good example of that may be, I'm going to skydive, all right? But maybe I'm working with one limb. And I said I'm going to skydive next week. Well, there may be an extra step and process that it takes for me having one limb to determine, now as a skydiver, has anyone done this before in this form with one limb, and do a little background research. So I obviously couldn't do that next week. It has to be something that I give myself a proper amount of time so that I can lead up to that point and not just set a goal that's just unrealistic, because then you're not going to attain what it is that you're trying to accomplish. The T is for being time-bound, very timely. You can say timely or time-bound. It has to be time-driven. So if you're going to say, for example, you're going to go skydiving, and we're just using this example, just a generic example. You're going to go skydiving, but you have not set a time as to when you're going to do this, then what's going to happen is you're going to find that the days are going to go by, the weeks are going to go by, the months, and next thing you know, the whole year is going to go by. You very well see right now how quickly the holidays came about. It's blowing my mind. I cannot even understand how the end of this year is already upon us. Come, a week and a half from now, we're going to be approaching the new year. So if you don't make it timely, then you're going to find yourself just snowballing along, because what's going to happen is everyday activities are going to get in the way, Not that they're bad things, but you're going to be faced with distractions, and you're going to be faced with your regular routines, and you'll find that what you now goal that you thought you set is going to be placed on the back burner because you're going to keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. So what a valuable time to just make sure that you put some time driven dates to some of the activities that you're planning. I mentioned to you a few times, and I'll say it again, I'm not big on New Year's resolution because I truly believe that a person should set goals throughout the year and work on them throughout the year. You may have goals that are big, you may have some that are smaller. So you set the time necessary for those different activities that you want to accomplish them, prioritizing them from the most important to the least important. And when you do that and you have it all written out, you'll find that you're pretty much attaining all the goals that you're supposed to be accomplishing throughout the year. So I'm going to back up a little bit again. And remember, the S is for being specific. The M is something that you can measure. The A is something that's actionable. You have to see some action to it. The R, you want to make sure that it's realistic. Okay, make sure it's realistic. So that's SMAR, and the T is for time bound, time driven. You have to put a date. And when you put a date, you can't just put December, all right, or December 2019, or you have to make it a specific date. So you want to put December, micro goals and macro goals. Thank you, Miss Patricia. Absolutely. You want to put December the 20th, or December 20th, 2019, or December 15th, 2019. Now remember, you're not going to make them unrealistic, so don't be afraid to put the goal, because what the goal does, it allows you to hold yourself accountable, and you have something to fall back on, because if you don't set it in stone, it's not going to happen. All right? So those are, when I ask you, are you smart? You want to make sure that you're using SMART goals in all aspects of your life. A SMART goal does not have to be just for something business oriented. You can set a SMART goal for your personal life. You can set a SMART goal for your business life, for your spiritual life, and those are all categories of which we're going to be working on our dream board here very shortly, Miss Vivian and I, and a few others. But you want to categorize them into terms of that for your life structure. Just look at your lifespan and figure out what areas in your life you need to set SMART goals for. Because once it's specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time-bound, then you're going to accomplish it. I have to tell you, just as a testimony of myself, every single thing I have put on paper, I have accomplished over the past several years. And it's proven itself to me. You know, it's something that I said, I need to see if this really works. And I noticed that my mindset goes into a whole different gear when it comes to setting something on paper, because now I feel, oh my gosh, I'm being held accountable by myself. But for me, it's a personal challenge, because I know that I have to accomplish this so I can move on to the next thing. Because if I haven't successfully finished one thing, then it's hard to go on to the next, and you have things all over the place, and your mind starts to run in overdrive, and your mind can't concentrate on some certain things that you're trying to get done. So just be very smart about a lot of the things that you're doing in life. Now, what I'm going to do is just give you a quick example of something that I did with a young millennium. We were talking about SMART goals one day, and he asked me, what is SMART goals? And I said to him, let's go ahead and just set up something now. So I took a dry erase board, and what I did with the dry erase board was I had him give me a goal of something that he was trying to accomplish. And we started off there, because I obviously can't give him an example of something I'm trying to do. When he does it himself, it's a little bit more realistic. So if some of you have any ideas of one thing that you're trying to accomplish, you can just drop it in the comment box below. So, and then you can follow through with me on the steps. So he wanted to earn enough money to get a car. All right. So I said, great. So I said, what is the specific goal? And I had him write out each and every step. So what, as a suggestion to you, you want to put the S, I'll point here so you can see me. You want to put the S first. Okay. I should probably put it on this side. Put the S first at the top, the M, the A, the R, and the T, going down vertical. And then across, you want to write out all those specific points that I just discussed. So you make your goal at the top for the S. So he said he wanted to get a car. So I said, what type of car are you trying to get? He's trying to get a Mustang, and I'm trying to get a Mustang car. And I said, well, what kind of Mustang? What color? And he said, I'm trying to get a white Mustang with a black stripe. Okay, so I really ironed it down to the fine nitty gritty. So he understood what it is that he was specifically looking for. So he gave me that specific goal. And I said, okay, so how are you going to measure this, that you're getting this, you're going to be able to get this car? And he said, well, I'm trying to work extra time. And as a result of working some extra overtime for the next, whatever duration, then that's going to allow me some additional funds to be able to put towards the down payment of the vehicle. I said, perfect. So the M is measurable. So we're going to measure that by his paycheck. So when his paycheck comes in, we're not going to just see, I'm just throwing numbers out, guys, as an example. We're not going to see just $100. We might see $120 or $140. So the extra money, apparently now, he's going to take that and put towards the car. All right, so that's how we're measuring this. We're physically seeing his paycheck come through every other week with the extra amount in there. He's allotted everything out of there. So he's putting together $20 extra that's coming out of his paycheck. The A is actionable. So how are we going to see this taking place? He's like, well, I don't know. I said, well, have you visited a dealership? Have you taken a look at the car? Do you want one that's used? Do you want one that's new? Do you want one that's borrowed? I mean, what is it? What's the action that you're going to take to try to get this vehicle, this Mustang? Is it something you're going to order online? So there's a bunch of variables. So he figured that one out, how he was going to do that. So that's the action that we're going to say. Now he wants to figure out exactly when he's going to get this vehicle. And he says, I'm going to try to get this vehicle, not try, because I don't like using the word try. He's going to get the vehicle in 4 months. Okay, wonderful. You're going to get the vehicle in 4 months, right? So that's, what are we on? A, actionable, realistic. Now, he needs to look at the income that he has coming in extra, the $20 extra that he has coming in, and determine the cost of the vehicle, because once he figures out the cost of the vehicle, then that's going to determine how much money he's going to need to put down on the vehicle or buy it outright, depending on if he's getting a brand new vehicle or a used vehicle. And that's going to determine where he's going to set his realistic point of view. So if it's going to take him 6 months to gather $3,000 because he wants to buy it outright and not finance anything, then he wants to make sure in his SMART goals he puts six months. He doesn't want to put 2 months because that's not going to be realistic. He's going to have other bills to pay, and the money is not going to be there that's going to afford him to get this vehicle in the right amount of time. So you have to make sure that it's realistic. Don't try to fool yourself, because if you do that, you're not going to accomplish it successfully. And the T is for time bound. So what is the date that you're trying to get this done, a specific date? So from that little exercise on a dry erase board, he was able to place his goals there. It was very specific. And lo and behold, the time frame that he set, he came running to me and said, guess what, Miss Donna? I accomplished my goal and I have my Mustang. So that was so pleasing to see. And so I said to him, so now what is the next goal that you're trying to accomplish? He says, I'm trying to buy my own house. And I said, fantastic. So what I want you to do now is just utilize the skills that we have taught and we have sat here together and just spoken about, and take it into the next goal setting of your life and try to accomplish that goal. So Ms. Patricia, you're awesome. Thank you so much. So that, to me, I feel, I just kind of interview people on the spot, on the fly. I said, do you know what a SMART goal is? And so many of them say no. So I just found that to be very essential to speak about tonight. Maybe you already knew about SMART goals, maybe you did not, but I hope this lesson was valuable to you. I think that it's going to be very instrumental for all of us as far as you setting SMART goals to move into the next step of our life. We're all authors and speakers, and we're moving into a direction that's absolutely fantastic. I just see it just from going back and watching the replay from a lot of you that I'm not able to watch on the spot. And so if you're setting SMART goals for what your year is going to look like next year ahead of time, you will be able to break down everything, macro, micro, Ms. Patricia, just as you mentioned, into little increments. I would suggest to break it down per quarter. Take the quarter, is 4 quarters in a year. Figure out what you're going to do first quarter, second quarter, third, and fourth quarter. Maybe you want to set something semi-annually that you're trying to get accomplished, which is a bigger goal. So once you set all those things in place, this is going to jumpstart your year, because already you're going to look at your calendar and then you're going to say, you know what? Everything is already laid out the way I see it. I'm not saying you're not going to have distractions or obstacles that are going to encounter, but sometimes those distractions are for the right purpose. You know, God has another purpose for us. Sometimes we think our goal is his goal, and he's a very comedic Lord, and sometimes he'll look at us and say, you know what, that's not the direction I want you to go. I know you have that down there, but I have a better plan for you. And it may not seem better to us, but he knows best. So get your plan all together and scribe everything. I want just see everything written down. If I were to ask you what your plan of action is for the next 4 months, you should already know that, because that's how you're going to truly strive to achieve everything that you're looking to achieve. So again, just as a quick recap, today we asked, are you smart? And I'm sure you all are. So I hope this segment, this small segment, gave you a little bit of tidbits so you can sit, scribe it all out, and start to place. Just what I would suggest is make a list of everything that you're trying to do. Okay. I don't know if you watch some of the other lives. I mentioned that it's important to make a to-do list every single day. That's something that I do. And if I can't accomplish something off of there, I'll move it to the next day. Write everything down that you're trying to accomplish, your goals, not necessarily to-dos. And once you write your goals down, just see how far you need to get to accomplish each of them. And then you'll break it down to quarter first. After that, step 2, break it down into your quarters. And then after that, you can take the one of most importance, do that first, make it, and then prioritize that one at the top, and then make a SMART goal for that one. Then go to the next important one, make a SMART goal for that one, go to the next one, make a SMART goal for the other one, and so on and so forth. All right. So my name is Donna Sharp. I thank you so much for joining me here tonight live with Owning Your Brilliance, representing day 17. This is of the 21-day life challenge. It was a pleasure being here, Miss Patricia. Thank you so much for all your participation. We were solo tonight together, and a couple of the other folks dropped off, but that's okay. That's quite all right. It's meant to be for who it's meant to be, and whoever's going to research it will. So have a fantastic day wherever you're located right now. If it's nighttime for you, just sleep well tonight, and be blessed. And know that we're coming back to you tomorrow, Donna Sharp, live day 18 for something, again, brand new. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful evening, and ciao.